Hello everyone and welcome to part 3 of my mini listening course. In part 2 we looked at lexis and we saw how homophones, which are words that sound the same, can cause problems because if you hear the string of sounds right, you don't know if that refers to right with a pen or right, the direction going right. Another problem, which is very similar to this, is to know where one word ends and another begins. Many people, when listening to English, listen for the strong sounds or listen to the vowel sounds, and that can help you. But let's just do an experiment as usual. So I'm going to ask you to write something down and you write it down. Okay, are you ready? As usual, when I do this little dictation, stop the recording if you're at home, even though I pause to give yourself the time to write it. Okay, here it is. Ready? Catalogue, catalogue, catalogue. Okay, so you may have heard, as I said, because we listen for the vowel sounds, you may have heard 3 sounds like this: cat, log. In which case you might have 3 words: cat, and log. And you might start imagining a cat in the middle of a wood sitting on a log. Cat, log. Or maybe, depending on the context and what we're talking about, it may be clear that I'm referring to a catalogue. When you listen, you have other cues as well, not just the sounds, but I may be holding up a catalogue and you may be able to see it, so you know that's what it is. However, it's not so simple to see where one word ends and another begins. Let's try another example with this. You remember that perhaps you remember in the last video, we had right here. Again, you might hear right, but you might hear ride. Here are a whole selection of things that you might understand. Right, ride, right, and then you might think that the word actually begins here. You might think that it becomes tear or dear. So all these possible misconceptions are there, and it means that when you are actually processing sound, you're doing a lot of work. Okay, today we have 2 little dictations. Here is the next one. Are you ready to write it down? Remember, when I've said it, stop the video and write it down. Okay, an ice cream, an ice cream, an ice cream. And I'm sure that you're probably thinking about summer and being out and eating an ice cream, but I'm going to repeat that and you'll see that that's not what I was saying. I actually want to say a nice cream dress, a nice cream dress. Okay, so you probably understood ice cream with the boundary here. So and then ice cream. But what I'm saying is a nice cream dress. Okay, this should show you that when you're listening, you're doing a lot of work, you're constantly thinking about meaning, you're constantly looking at the context around you and the cues. And one way to practice this is simply, as I've said before, by taking a short text, like I've just done. You can do it from a YouTube video. You could even do it from this video and write down what you hear. Do it with very short lengths of text. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you for tuning in.